All right, so having a small business, I'm really busy. I have a lot of responsibility, a lot of things I should be doing with my time. So it was pretty irresponsible of me last night to spend the amount of time I did with this whole status versus libertarian debate. Basically, Sargon of Akkad put out a video responding to the thing that guy T put on his channel, questions anarcho-capitalists have for status. And because that guy T is one of the sharpest people in the skeptic community, he's extremely good at expressing his ideas. He's very good at pointing out the flaws in the craziness that sometimes all of us deal with. You're seeing all these people attacking our freedom of expression, our freedom of speech. He'll show the actual physical evidence debunking the crazy outlandish statements they make. And he's one of the best people we have in the skeptic community, and that's why he caught the attention of a huge channel like Sargon of Akkad. Now, I'm a fan of Sargon of Akkad. You probably caught that when I did my videos regarding the whole Sargonism thing, where Dave from the Computing Forever channel did his video on Sargon. And I think a lot of us would agree that Sargon is pretty good at trying to see things from an objective perspective, but that his understanding of economics isn't quite there, and he admits that. He seems to have almost like a Bernie Sanders type understanding of economics, and I can definitely see where he's coming from, thinking labor has value. I feel that way too. It seems weird to me, all the advancements we've made, that somebody could be doing something productive for 40 hours a week, something that we want to be done, as opposed to sitting on their couch playing video games, taking bong rips, and yet they barely can make ends meet. It seems like maybe there should be a little bit more value, but I can't really think of a better alternative to the free market when it's unregulated. I don't agree in like banks being bailed out by the stupid government. That's the opposite of the free market, but whatever. There's a bunch of crap that's happened recently. But if the free market was actually like supply and demand, and there were consequences for making bad choices instead of government bailouts, which is just ridiculous, then I think it's like the best thing we've been able to come up with so far. It seems like the most successful, most pleasant places to live in the world have kind of followed that model. So nobody seemed to have come up with a better model so far. So I guess if that person isn't able to leverage more money because we don't value the service enough, then that's how come this whole financial struggle thing exists. It's weird, because from just a human perspective, it's just a guy being alive. It really does seem like, well, at least he's out there doing something. Like, I want my car not to get broken in, so I'm glad there's a guy in the parking lot patrolling, making sure people aren't breaking into my vehicle. And I want the toilets and bathrooms to be clean, and I don't want to do it myself, so I'm happy that we have a guy doing that. So I value those services, and to me it seems like since they're being productive, since they're putting the time in and doing something, that they should at least be able to afford a decent place to live and have food to eat, and not have to just go to McDonald's and eat off the dollar menu and put junk in their body all the time. But so I see where Sargon's coming from in his view on economics. But like I said, it seems like of all the things we've tried, that the free market has been the most successful. I mentioned in an earlier video how you can't really trade goods and services for goods and services. We can't just barter all the time, because maybe the things I need, the person who's supplying them has no interest in the talents and services I provide. So we can't barter with one another. because I don't have something that they value when they have something I value. And maybe someone who does value what I have doesn't have anything that I value, so they can't barter with me. So that's why inventing something like gold or money or anything where it's universally valued, we can all create goods and services, create something of value, then we can all get this universal currency for our efforts, and then it's valued everywhere we go, and then we can get the things that we do value. So I do think the free market seems to be the best thing that's out there right now that we know about, that we've tried. So I guess if somehow certain services and stuff don't spark enough value in that system, then you gotta find some kind of alternative way to provide value. And I saw this in one of my Kung Fu instructors, Sifu John. He was a security guard, and for some reason that's something that our society doesn't seem to value very much. So on top of that, he would teach Kung Fu, which he had spent years and years training, and he had gotten very, very good. He had a very in-depth understanding of the art, and he had a lot of value to offer. And so he could train people on the side and supplement his income and make ends meet. So maybe that's the case for a lot of people that have these jobs that don't quite pay the way you would like, is to get some kind of passion or interest and generate a little income on the side. I don't know. I definitely do think it's discouraging that so many people can work full time and not seem to have anything to show for it. So I understand the frustration there. And a lot of libertarians and anarcho-capitalists would say this is a direct result of all this taxation and regulation. I don't know how much that ties in, because I've admitted before, my understanding of economics is very elementary. It's never been a topic of interest to me. The only reason I know anything about economics at all is because I'm a small business owner. And so I need to know something, and I should know a lot more than I do. And I do try to expand my knowledge, but it's definitely taken some time, especially as easily as I get distracted, like wasting 4 hours and 12 minutes watching that guy T stream last night. But anyway, it was interesting seeing that Kai T and Political Toons have their discussion, responding to the video that Sargon of Akkad put out. And it was cool because there wasn't any whining and crybaby stuff. They were just seeing his answers, and just like Tyler Preston, he agreed with a lot that they said. He was mostly discouraged at the tone they were using, and that they were labeling everyone's status. He felt it was an umbrella that just did a us against them mentality, which he felt wasn't productive, and I could see where he's coming from with that. But it was cool hearing a super intelligent guy like that guy T express his disagreements and what he did agree with, and just kind of commenting on everything. It's also funny hearing them like ream their chat room and calling it cancer and whatnot, insulting them. It was cool. And at the end, they did a cool Q&A with the people in the chat room, and some of the people asked good questions and they answered them pretty good. Like, there was a lot where their knowledge wasn't as in depth as they would like, but they answered as best as they could. And it was all just, it's good stimulating stuff. It was good conversation. But I don't know that I really had 5 hours to do that. It kept me up super late. I slept till the last second, blew off my workout. So now I'm gonna have to go hit the gym after being at this Kung Fu school for 11 hours straight. So I'll probably be tired and not put in the kind of workout that I wanted to put in. So that was irresponsible on my behalf, but this is definitely too long to recommend to anyone to go watch. The ideas are good, but what I do recommend is that you support and watch all of that guy T's regular length videos that you have time for, because he's super, super sharp. He has a lot of good information to spread. I think it will help you to think and you to get provoked to maybe go out and study some things. And I still highly recommend Sargon's channel. He knows a lot about history and human psychology. You can learn a lot watching his channel. Again, I think it will provoke you to look into things. So I think these are good channels. I'm glad they're on YouTube, and I recommend supporting them.